Okay, so in the previous class we discussed about state council of minister. So by this topic we have end the state executives, right? So what do you call governor we discuss, state council of minister we discuss, and chief minister we discuss. Now we will start the state legislature. Okay, I hope I have briefly explained the difference between the legislature, executive and judiciary. At central level we already discussed central executive as well as the central legislature. At central level, parliament is the highest legislature body. At state level we have a state legislature. How many states are there in India? 28 states are there, right? So each and every state should have state legislature. Each and every state should have state legislature. Legislature, it is a body which make law, right? So each and every states in India, they have the state legislature. Certain union territories are also have state legislature. Example, Jammu and Kashmir, Delhi as well as Pondicherry or Puducherry. These are the three union territories which is having its own legislature apart from 28 states. Okay, so what is that state legislature? It is a highest legislature body at state level. At country level, parliament, and at state level, state legislature is the highest legislature body at a state level. Okay, here what they do, state legislature, they make the law. We discussed three lists. In political science, the subjects were divided in Indian constitution. Subjects were divided into three lists: union list, state list, and concurrent list. Parliament can make law in union list and concurrent list. In the same way, state can make law in state list and concurrent list. State can make law in state list and concurrent list. Even parliament also can make law in state list, but we will discuss in the later classes when we discuss about the relationship between the central government and state government, or center or state. At that time we will discuss. Okay, and in our constitution, chapter 3 deals with the state legislature from article 168 to 177. Okay, so now what about the composition of state legislature? It is not uniform across the India. 28 states are there, right? And certain union territories which are having state legislature. The composition is not uniform. Please remember this. It is not at all uniform. Okay, some of the states they are having unicameralism. Now what is meant by unicameralism? Okay, single house in the legislature body. That is what? That is unicameralism. Right? So that is unicameralism. And bicameralism means having two houses in the legislature body. So in case of India, so generally there are two kinds of legislature, two types of legislature in the Indian states. What are those? We have a unicameralism. That means single house in the state legislature. Okay, Vidhan Sabha or lower house. Or some states they are having the bicameralism. That means they are having both legislature assembly as well as the legislature council, or they have Vidhan Sabha as well as a Vidhan Parishad. Okay, what are those states? Okay, there are total 6 states in India, okay, who are having bicameralism. What are those states? Uttar Pradesh, Bihar. 2 north states. Come to South India, one belt is there, easy to remember. Maharashtra, okay, then Telangana, then Andhra Pradesh, then Karnataka. Easy to remember, no? One belt only country if you see in the map. Right? Maharashtra, Telangana, then Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. So total 6 states are there. Okay, out of 28, 6 states are having bicameralism, and rest 22 states they are having unicameralism. Okay, now we will discuss about Vidhan Sabha or State Legislature Assembly. Okay, Article 170 deals with the composition of assembly. Okay, Legislature Assembly or Vidhan Sabha. Vidhan Sabha, this is also called as lower house or popular house, and it is very powerful body in a state legislature. Compared to Vidhan Parishad or legislature council, legislature assembly is having more power. So that's why it is very powerful body at a state legislature, and it is present in every state. Unicameralism we discussed, right? So this state assembly has to present in each and every state. What is the composition? How many maximum members and how many minimum members? So in our constitution it is clearly mentioned that the maximum member in the state assembly should not be more than 500. Should not be more than 500, and the minimum should not be less than 60. Minimum it should not be 60. But there are certain states are there who are having 30, 40, right? 30 Sikkim, 40 Arunachal Pradesh. Special provision, Article 370, 1 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, there we discuss, right? Okay, so according to constitution, what is that composition? Maximum member should not be more than 500 and minimum should not be less than 60. Okay, so that is the composition. And whatever the member elections, so here if you observe, the member of the Vidhan Sabha or assembly, they are elected directly by the people. They are elected directly by the people based upon the universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise. That means any person who attended the age of a particular, attend the age of 18 years, that person has a right to vote. Okay, and this member only, the member of legislature assembly, they will elect the presiding officer, speaker. At state level also we have a speaker, right? Okay, so they will elect their own speaker from the member among themselves. Got it? So this is about the composition of state assembly. Now members are there, right? Generally we call MLA, member of legislature assembly. What is the qualification to become an MLA? So in constitution it is clearly mentioned that the person must be a citizen of India. If a person become the MLA who is a citizen of India and become MLA, and later he got the citizen of foreign country, at that time his Indian citizenship will be lost. At that time also he will lose this seat in the legislature assembly also. So that's why a person must be a citizen of India. Okay, and minimum age of 25 years. That person should have a minimum age of 25 years, and any other such qualification which is determined by Parliament from time to time. So Parliament has determined certain qualification in RP Act. We discuss in depth in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So whatever the qualification, disqualification which is mentioned in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, okay, for Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha under RP Act, same qualification, disqualification is applicable to MLA as well as MLC. Okay. Now what about the session? Session of the state legislature. They have session. Parliament we have session, we discuss, right? Generally there are 3 sessions: budget session, monsoon session and winter session. And the gap between the one session to the another session should not be more than 6 months. Should not be more than 6 months. So according to this logic, in a year, minimum session should be 2 and maximum 3. Right, and the gap between one session to another session, it is called recess. What it is called? Recess. In Parliament also we discuss. And regarding the summoning authority, who can summon the member of the state assembly? Governor. Governor can summon. Even governor will address the state assembly when beginning of a year, new year, that means budget session, plus whenever new government form. Same like president. Here also governor is having that power. And in Parliament we discuss, right? The member of the Parliament, they have a special privileges. Okay, and immunities are there. So same those privileges is applicable to the state, member of legislature assembly and legislature council also. We discuss, right, while session is there, at that time, they are not mandatory for them to appear before the court as a witness or produce any evidence or document, and they cannot be arrested 40 days before the starting of the session and 40 days after the end of the session in civil cases, but in criminal cases those can be arrested, and whatever they said in the house, they are responsible towards the house only, and that cannot be questioned in any court of law. So those privileges are there, right, for MP. Same privileges it is there for MLA as well as the MLC also, privileges. And prorogue, okay, from time to time, whenever the time is required, okay, at that time governor will prorogue the session. For example, budget session is coming, governor will issue the summon that member to come to the session and attend the session and discuss the matter. Once the business of that particular session is completed, at that time governor will issue the prorogue, then the session will be terminated. Okay, then next, what about the tenure of this assembly? There is no such fixed limit for the tenure of assembly, right? Generally it is 5 years, because every 5 years general elections, right? But the tenure of the state assembly is not permanent like state council. Same like Rajya Sabha, right? Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha can be dissolved at any time, but Rajya Sabha is a permanent body. In the same way, at state level, assembly can dissolve at any time, but not council. But does governor has a power to dissolve the assembly at any time? No. Whenever any political party or a coalition party unable to form the government by proving the majority, at that time governor will dissolve the assembly. Okay, and before that governor does not have a power to dissolve the assembly. Okay, then next, what about the power and function of state assembly? So different power we will discuss. So what is that? First, legislature power, that means law making power. So state assembly has a power to make law on state list as well as the concurrent list. Ordinance we discuss, temporary law. Governor as well as the president can issue the ordinance. Right, so at state level, when governor issue the ordinance, at that time that ordinance can be passed, this means approved or rejected by the state assembly. Okay, and apart from that, while discussing the constitutional amendment, we discussed that our constitution can be amended by 3 types of majority: simple majority, special majority with rectification of not less than half of the Indian state. Right, now take an example, a bill, constitutional amendment bill related to change the relation between the central government and state government. For that type of bill, parliament has to pass that bill with special majority, plus that bill has to rectify not less than half of the Indian states. So at that time also certain constitutional amendment bills are there, right, that will be rectified by state assembly. Okay, the next, financial power. Money bill we discuss. So money bill will be introduced only in assembly or Vidhan Sabha with the prior recommendation of governor. The prior recommendation of governor regarding the budget approval, right? Finance minister will introduce the budget. Governor laid down the budget before the assembly. It is the state finance minister who introduced the budget. Then budget will discuss. We already discussed in depth, na? First introduction, then discussion, then sent to the departmental related committees. Then we have appropriation act, then appropriation bill, then big act. Then we discuss about the motions, cut motions, policy cut motion, economic cut motion, token cut motion. Same here also, same procedure. Right, but here if you observe, assembly has more power related to the finance over the council. What? Budget approval. Budget can be discussed both in assembly as well as the council, but budget for vote only in assembly. So regarding in case of budget approval, okay, or sanctioning the expenditure, assembly is more powerful, because budget has to vote and passed in assembly only, not in council. Okay, apart from that, important taxes, fees, okay, or any penalty or cess is there at state level, that will be approved by this state assembly. Got it? So this is about financial power. Apart from financial power, they have some constituent or electoral power. What is that? In case of election to the president, right, we discuss at state level only the MLA, member of legislature assembly, can participate in the election to the president of India, not the MLC. Member of legislature council will not participate in the election of president. Okay. Apart from that, Rajya Sabha is there, na? Rajya Sabha also we discuss. Who will elect the member of Rajya Sabha? MLA, member of legislature assembly. And speaker election also they only participate. MLA only elect their speaker and deputy speaker from the member among themselves in assembly. And regarding the creation of council, till now we discuss assembly and we talk about the council, right? Right, legislature council. So creation of legislature council, or what do you call it, abolition of legislature council, for that also assembly is having power. Assembly is having power. Assembly can pass a resolution for creation of a council or abolition of council. Okay, so this is about the constituent power. Then executive control. Hey, no confidence motion is there, right? It can introduce only in assembly. If this motion is passed, means chief minister along with the state council of minister has to resign. Okay, and questioning, yeah. In parliament we discuss question hour. Many hours we discuss, right? 0 hour and all those things. They generally member of that house, they ask the question to the minister. So same thing here. Okay, in assembly, MLAs are there, right? They'll ask the question to the state council of minister. Okay, so this is the power and function of state assembly.